Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, we are consumed or produced because they balance our nutrition that are needed by the human. It is not only for the desire on how people trying to eat meat because they want to or they are addicted to the meat itself, like the government side or the house related to the consumption of the meat, just like on how people addict to the word to the alcohol and smoking. I think it's different. Ladies and gentlemen, before I'm going to deliver my argument, I would like to deliver to some rebuttal. The first rebuttal is about the immoral thing on how people trying to hurt animal and etc. And ladies and gentlemen, I think the argument about the immoral and how the government side the house trying to portray and comparing between hurting the human and animal it's not justified at all. And the status quo right now. Why? The first in the status quo, when we talk about the production and slaughter, the company that produce meat and so on and so forth, we have several methods to do so. And we're not only using machine and hurt them, we cut it in the right in the vein artery where we could make sure that animal die in the right time. So it's mean that their point on the hurting animal is not relatable at all. And secondly, on how they portray to hurting the animal, not having their consent. And stuff is similar to hurting human and not having the consent. Ladies and gentlemen, first let's talk about the nature of animal. If they are not the position in the predator, they will be sure to be position of prey. Why? It means that they are in the lowest level of the food chain, which is that they are in the state where they will be consumed one day. And now let's see the situation that happened in this day. For example, a cow. Are you still living in the jungle like they used before? No. And ladies and gentlemen, now they live in Norby where the human live in cage. So it's mean that the predator itself changed from the carnivorous animal such tiger, lion, and so on and so forth into the human. Now let me ask you a question. Are the cow and buffalo or even sheep ask the lion or tiger before they are being eaten? Are they asked about this concept? No. And ladies and gentlemen, they are not asked them about that. So it means that the being a lowest class in the food chain means that they are in the state being consumed by other animal or in the higher level in the food chain. Now let's talk about the situation. In cow, buffalo, and sheep are not being produced and consumed. They will be overpopulated. We know that animal will be produced and having breed and stuff. And if they are living in the jungle anymore, they are not produced or consumed by a human. It means that they will be fulfill the space that actually can be placed where the human living. Why it is bad? This is also going to the rebuttals for the second argument. Is the company government on how consume meat is a fair is a bad for environment. And ladies and gentlemen, having a this animal to be overpopulated, it means that we need more space, we need more feed to feed them. Also, there will be a lot of suppression of the animal itself. It means that if we as a human couldn't handle it anymore, couldn't take it into our new environment, and the government said to live with the plant-based and them believing to themselves, its secretion will be start new disease and when they are maintained to because of overpopulation in its animal. We also know about this disease that come from the secretion of the animal that can lead some disease from the COVID, flu buru, flu baby, and so on and so forth. It means that the first and second argument from the overburdening government is will be more harm than if good thing. And now let's see to my argument. The argument here, which one the beneficial of the Indonesians is it when we ban or not ban it? And ladies and gentlemen, let's see the status quo in Indonesia and how to compare it to the people in Western or in the other country that we start diet and based on stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's a funny situation if the Indonesia trying to ban the production of consumption is bit. Why? Let's see the characteristic of Indonesia. We have bunch of kids who are busung lapar and malnutrition and other diseases that come because they eat less meat in their life. It will unjustifiable to say that in Indonesia there are a lot of people who overconsume the meat. Some people, yes, but only a little of them. Also, the most people in Indonesia still have been told meat is a meat for the rich people. And if the affirmative then said, oh, some diseases actually came for the eating meat, such as obesity and cancer, it is not main reason, ladies and gentlemen. Most of the obesity and cancer cause not because the meat, but other things like MSG and chemical stuff like we eat every day. Now, let's say if we as Indonesia are going to move into plant-based diet and stuff, it might be likely to happen. But again, ladies and gentlemen, diet is not meant for changing only to lose weight and can eat less meat to make them or skinny or too fat. No, and ladies and gentlemen, dieting means that we need control to eating habit, balancing calories and other nutrition. It means that we cannot cut the meat wholly and change it into plant-based without having considering on ourselves. And for example, there are some people that need to eat less meat. Sure, there are some to them, but some of them dianjurkan to eat less sugar or less carbohydrate. Yes, if fruits and vegetable is important, but meat, as the protein from the animal is also important. We cannot recover quickly if we are not eating meat because the white blood cell need a lot of protein from animal. Now let's back to the more beneficial for Indonesia or not. Here's the comparison. If they ban the production of consumption meat, what will happen? The first, the nutrition of the protein will need it the most by the Indonesian, especially kids for decrease more and more. And it will be banned fully. It means that we have to meat to consumption. The disease that can for the children such as pushing upper and stuff will be worsened day by day. And secondly, meat is not only limited on cow, meat, and sheep, but which is a lot of effort to mengurusi those animals, but also from the chicken, dog, bird, and fish and stuff, which we know that the production of people who work in the slaughterhouse will be bankrupt. Okay, let's say that they will be moved to the plant-based company. It's all the people that previously working in the animal farming and they could land for the planting of good resources and also good weather to do that. And now let's compare with the banning the production of consumption of meat. First, the children, especially in Indonesia, will have the exchange to live better, to get nutrition, to be healthy again. And they will not having the malnutrition with the better distribution and made toward to the skin. Wherever we know that the protein keep the human body. And secondly, the production of the animal is way less merugikan compared to the plant-based production. They are not depend on the weather. They can be farmed any time, and some of them are below rise and being burden for Indonesian with a low income. So taking everything this consideration, I think that if it's case that implementation in Indonesia, it is more beneficial for not being production of consumption of the meat because the banning will be bring more harm and good itself. Thank you.